Hello everyone, I'm Carolyn Clairvoyant and I want to welcome you to my channel. Hello everyone, well welcome to your July 2018 Tarotscopes, and I do apologise I'm running late once again. I'm doing these on the fly as per usual, and at the moment I'm in Wagga Wagga, New South Wales, and I'll be doing another 8-hour round trip. So here we go. Basically, what does July hold for us at this time? Well, for all of us, it's going to be quite a frustrating month. You're going to be finding yourself going back over environments or circumstance or people or issues. The key to this is not to build up resentments or to get yourself all fixated on circumstances in which you are not seeing that this is time for closure or moving forward. So you're going to be quite reflective. This is something that's been brewing for some time, so it means that maybe you're about to deal with a few issues head on. Now, some people might be going, yes, but you know, goodness, we're already into this year. Why am I at this point right now? It's because it's about self-empowering. You're letting go of issues or problems or concerns, or you're dealing with these so that you can be in a much better position, because guess what? August is going to be propelling you forward quite fast, and you want to have all the tools in the bag, so to speak, so that you can get on with it. So this is your chance. Very introverted, self-reflective. You'll be finding yourself very much focused on lessons or attitudes or areas that you've gone through. You'll be exploring, what can I do better for myself? What can I do better for where I want to be? And therefore, this is going to be one of those times that A, you can't be too hard on yourself, but B, you're also going to be needing to prepare to let go. Forgive and forget, or just heal and let go. This is going to be very, very important. So overall, that's what's happening, but we're going to look at the individual signs now. Aries, around the home and the family, you're going to be finding this is about you being able to really step up to the plate. There is quite a lot of decision making going on. You may be finding that this is a time in which you negotiate, where do I want to be next? You might be seeing some wonderful changes coming through. I do feel that there is quite a lot of paperwork and probably financials involved here, so you could be looking at ways in which you can build that future security around the home and the family environments. You might be in a very good position to negotiate terms. This could be positive for sales and selling, and you may also find that you're there as a support rod for others around you. So you've got quite a busy month ahead. Your career goals and aspirations are opening situations up to something bigger and better. Now, you've got a really bright future sitting around you. You exactly see the steps that need to be taken. What I do feel is that this does come down to money. So the money, the support, or the area in which you are transforming or bringing into effect could have a lot to do with the support of others around you. Fantastic for those that are going into business or dealing with IT or imagery or financial areas and institutions such as brokering. You'll find some really fantastic results sitting around there. But this is really good for good support systems. You've got a key idea of where you want to be, and I just feel Spirit's just opening the right doorways. Now, financially, this month is about keeping everything in the present. So if you're going to think about investing into, say, renovations, you're going to see that the money needs to be right here, right now, or the result needs to be right here, right now. You're not going to plan a project that's 5 years down the track. You're wanting instantaneous results, and that's exactly where your financial situation is really going to bring up areas in which you can look at, what can I do now to get what I want, or to put areas into place so that I've got a better financial situation or a better financial outcome for myself. Now, any deals that you are brokering during this period of time will basically give you a yes or a no on the spot. There is no waiting here. So Spirit shows that the money's instantaneous, but so are the opportunities to get the right help or the right assistance and so forth. Your health and well-being, take care of the in and around the 5th house, which is the house of the heart, in and around the spine, and also the home of the children. So this means that you may need to take a little bit of care to make sure that if there's anything that runs in the family or the genetics, that you're just taking a little bit more of an observation there, or getting the right results by going and speaking to somebody. You might be somebody that goes through a little bit of anxiety, but you don't open up about it, and you might find out that anxiety runs through the family. You may be finding that you're worried about somebody else and their levels of understanding or coping mechanisms. If this is the case, this is where Spirit says speak up or do what needs to be done, but also make sure that this is something that you are also able to reflect or see within yourself as well. Take care of yourself as well, because sometimes we're very good at being able to help others and we tend to put ourselves last. Relationships. Now, relationships are all about taking your time. You're a little bit cautious. You don't know what to trust. So when it comes to friendships and people around you, the same type of scenario. Spirit's asking you to really look at this situation and see whether or not you're really ready. Is there new people in your life and new environments? Is this a new time for you? Is this where you are challenging yourself to get outside your comfort zones, but you're kind of a little bit hesitant? So you're finding here that you've got some fantastic opportunities just to take your time. Be a fantastic observer. Look at things and see if I want to really be involved there, rather than feeling that you need to be pushed. Now, for those that are single and looking, a lot of that information I've just given you is important for you as well. But the one thing I do feel for you is that you need to trust if something isn't happening, it's not meant to happen. Therefore, Spirit says take your time. You don't want to feel like you're repeating the same scenarios over and over. This includes friendships that have been a little bit iffy and buddy for a few, months or even years. You could be questioning your environment. What do I need to change? And in doing this, you may find that you're actually opening yourself up to a more positive time ahead. So with Taurus, the home and the family is all about transformations, new beginnings, wonderful changes. You're looking at this now, but it might be later in the year that you're preparing to put everything into place, around about October, November. At the moment, there is the clearing out, the cleansing taking place. So don't be surprised if you're deciding a little bit of a refurbish or a redecoration going on. You may be finding yourself going through that period of time of feeling quite settled because of this cleanse, and this is going to be a very positive time for you because you're going to see some fantastic results come from this, like I said, later on in the year as well. Career goals and aspirations, patience is going to be the key. You may be finding yourself dealing with people that have a bit of an intolerance to what you're trying to achieve. They may not get your exact point. They may not understand exactly where you're coming from. This is why Spirit's saying it's up to you. Be more patient, wait things out. Don't get caught up in the dramas or the, workplace politics. Just sort yourself through. And you may be finding because of this, the right doors, the right attitudes or the right avenues open up to give you what you need. Now, if you're pushing hard for a change within your work or career path, you might start to see that there's small little glimmers coming through that say, look, you're on the right path. But Spirit says the more patient you are, the better you're going to end up with something that you truly do want rather than something you don't. Now, financially, this next 2 months are all about clearing up your financial areas. So you're going to be finding yourself looking at your financial debt and your financial spending. You're going to also look at your incomes, and you're really going to focus on getting everything cleared up, out of the way, dealt with and finalized. This is going to be not only good for your energy, it's also going to be good because of the changes you're wanting to make later on in the year. This is helping you to be able to get everything into place. In connection with your health and betterment, now you do have the 9th house sitting around here. This means it's the house of Sagittarius, so you need to take care of the liver, the metabolism, your hips, in and around the sciatica, okay, and your thighs. You may be finding yourself a little bit lost with energy, feeling a little bit all over the place, feeling as though you're really not kind of accomplishing what you want all the time. And this could have a lot to do with the fact that your metabolism is needing a bit of a kickstart. Maybe you got lost in too much thinking and not enough doing. So Spirit's just saying here, time to kind of come back into the present moment within the body. Listen to the body and its signs. If you need more rest, have more rest. If you need to be more active, then become more active. Relationships, you're going to find that this is a stop and start time where relationships are concerned. So just like work, patience and tolerance is going to be important. You're going to find people and circumstances around you. You're always waiting on an outcome or an answer, or is this going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Should I do it? Shouldn't I not do it? So Spirit's just saying here, maybe this is about you taking time and sitting back, not kind of pushing too hard to get people to do what you want, but instead wait for them to kind of come around and it be better from them coming from them, meaning it's their idea. You want authenticity throughout this period of time, and you're not going to get it if you're going to push people or get people to become submissive to your demands. So this is important for you to also remember that by doing what you are doing, you're going to challenge yourself to stand back and go, hang on a minute, maybe I need to relinquish a little bit of control here so that I can have a more balanced time or family or personal life for myself. Now the same goes for singles. That's all going to be relevant to you, okay? But the other little area for you is that sometimes if it's not yours, then don't even venture outside that door or gate, okay? Leave it alone, because it could come back to backfire later on. In other words, if somebody's connected to somebody and you're thinking, oh, there might be a chance here, Spirit says back off. You could end up with what you don't want. Okay, and that could be a little bit more trouble or a little bit more than you expect. Gemini in the home, in the family. This is about clearing out, making some wonderful changes here. You're really looking forward to trying to get everything into place this month. However, you may be finding that's the stepping stone to some wonderful changes for you a little later on. Now, as you've got good contracts and agreements sitting around here, this is great for those that are in areas of buying and selling. If you're renegotiating any terms, refinancing, all of this is all going to be quite prevalent to you throughout this period of time. But I just kind of feel you're seeing it in a whole new direction. You've finally got a little bit more freedom sitting around there. Maybe this is time to book that holiday or something very much to your liking. Your career goals and aspirations. Now there's some imbalances here. This means you're going to be putting a lot more work, a lot more energy, a lot more time, but not seeing a lot of reward out of this just yet. It's not saying it's not going to come about. It just means not just yet. So this could be where you need to really weigh up the pros and cons. If you're beating a situation and it's not giving you anything back, maybe you need to reassess whether or not this is the right place for you. You could be sourcing different forms of employment. You may be looking at ways in which you can improve your daily circumstance, and there may not be much there available at the moment. It's not to say it won't come later on, but Spirit's just saying, well, listen, just look at where the imbalances are. Look at what you can do to kind of prop things back up and bring it back into a personal area of where you can feel a little bit more self-assured. Now, of course, the same for people that are looking for work. However, the other thing I do get here is that you need to be very careful that you're not underselling yourself. And that means because you haven't had work or you're looking for work, you might be feeling that sense of desperation. Therefore, you might get yourself into a situation where you really wish you weren't. So a little bit more diligence will probably land you a better position, maybe even next month. But Spirit's just saying, just be very careful you don't sell yourself short. So on the financial areas, we have a few additional expenses going on in and around the home and travel areas. So you could be finding that this has a lot to do with cars, registrations, vehicles, transport, all of these types of things. But you may also find that you need to listen to yourself. Don't spend the money that you don't have in your hand directly. This could be a sense of you knowing that you have something coming up, but something's itching for you to want to kind of like invest that money straight away. Spirit says, hang on, just wait. If you kind of get the all clear after the first 3 weeks and nothing comes up, then spend it, but don't rush out just yet. Your health and betterment, you've got the 8th house. Watch out for the hormones in and around your sexual areas, okay? Also to do with your sexual drive and identity. You could be finding that there is a lot that you're working on at the moment, and maybe you're putting the body back into system. Feeling good about yourself, working hard, you're finding out and discovering a lot about what your capacities are and what your abilities to be able to achieve is all about. With your relationships now, you're going to be finding that this really is a time of bringing about improvement. So you start to find yourself really networking yourself outside your daily comfort zones. New people, new interests, new stimulations are really important to you. Although for a Gemini, you're generally pretty good at being able to bring that in anyway, because you love that kind of social interaction. So you're going to find some beautiful improvements sitting around your relationships and your family and your home dynamics, which is going to really heighten the opportunities around you to feel pretty loved and pretty special in a lot of ways. Now, for those that are single, of course, that's important as well, but you're also going to be finding that there is a new you coming through this. Not only are you facilitating some wonderful changes, you're opening yourself up to feeling great, not just in attitude, okay, but the way that you are looking, and therefore you're going to attract some really great attention. And this could be bringing you around to a point in which you are ready to take another step in your own personal life, and perhaps this is where relationships are going to be really predominant. Of course, Cancer, you have quite a bit going on this month in and around the home and the family environments as well. Now, you're going to be finding that the home and the family is all about taking advantage of opportunities that are there, but not allowing others to take too much of an advantage of your what we call willingness to get things done and do, because you could be finding yourself feeling a little bit like a bit of a doormat. However, good opportunities are sitting around for you to be able to accomplish quite a lot on your own. And you may be finding that this month really helps to develop a lot of your own personal confidences, especially if you've been waiting for some time to put the last remaining areas of those plans into action. Your career goals and aspirations will lead you down a pathway of a lot of communication. So be prepared. This is a very, very hectic month. You're going to be finding yourself really putting yourself out there, and people are wanting to hear what you've got to say. Perfect for new job applications, interviews. This is great if you're in buying, selling, or marketing. If you're selling what you need from your own skills and abilities to your boss or somebody that you need them to take attention, then you're really going to be finding that their ears are pricked up, their eyes are wide open, and you're the center of that whole discussion, because there is something that you are bringing to the table that is going to be very worthwhile for you. You're going to find around your financial areas, this is a time in which to stay targeted and on ball with your financial decisions. You've got quite good precision sitting around here, especially to do with your deals. If you are finding that you are going through a sense of saying, look, I've set a target, this is how much I need in my bank account, or this is how much I need for a certain outcome, then you're going to find that this month really does deliver for you, okay? But it's about you also being very smart with your money as well. Don't get caught up in any quick, yes, that'll fix it schemes. It's not going to work for you, okay? Spirit says be a little bit more diligent, not shrewd, but diligent with your spending. Your health and well-being, look, take care of the 6th house. That's the lower back, in and around the bowel and the intestine areas. You may be finding yourself going through a period of time of feeling a little bit sore, achy, or complicated there. This means drink a little bit more fluid, go and see somebody and talk to somebody if this is the case. You could be feeling that there's a little bit of interference around. You're not getting the right time to exercise or get up and move about. Perhaps there is a little bit of a blockage somewhere that needs to be looked at. Maybe your diet needs a little bit more reassessment. Your relationship areas, this is about taking time to be a little bit more relaxed. Now, you may be finding yourself looking at ways in which you can take a bit of a holiday or a break away, especially if you haven't done that for a little while. You're going to find that the opportunities are definitely sitting here. Spirit does indicate, though, that you've had a little bit of a tumultuous time in which you've needed to really kind of like focus on yourself. So you may have found that you've had quite a lot of obligations in the first 4 months of 2018, and now you're getting to this month and you go, nah, enough's enough, time for me. And I guess that's going to be beautifully supported, but you should be finding this is very relaxed on all levels in your life. Of course, those that are single and looking, this is obviously important for you, but I feel that you might take a little bit more of a relaxed approach to your social commitments and to people around you. You may be finding that you're really getting to know somebody quite special, and maybe there is a way of being able to develop this into something more. Of course, for Leo, you're going to be finding yourself quite surprised. The home and the family is full of little things popping up. So you're going to find that, you know, routine might go out the window, and you might be feeling that this is a time in which you can really focus on maybe a little bit more spontaneity. There is some areas that could be more prevalent than others. You might be finding accounts coming all of a sudden in. Something that you thought was fixed isn't being fixed. You might have a surprise visitor. All these things could be just popping up throughout this period of time. I guess Spirit's just keeping you on your toes. Your career goals and aspirations, this is really about you being able to stay motivated. You've lost a little bit of energy there. You know, whatever has been transpiring around about the time of the month of June might have left you a little bit flat. So getting into July, you're trying to kickstart situations again. Don't take the long way around solving easy problems, okay? This means if you need to speak up, speak up. If you need to look at ways in which you can kind of better your environment, then look at ways in doing so. It's not going to come to you. You're going to have to go find it. And this goes the same for people that are looking for work. You're going to be finding yourself very, very much challenged to stay on ball or on par with what you're looking to try and achieve. No one's going to deliver this to you. You're going to have to door knock or make sure that you follow up on all information. Financially, a few frustrations sitting around here. You could be finding there's just additional expenses that you were not accounting for. And because I did pick up a few surprises around the home environment, this could mean that you've just got a few additional domestic expenses. You may find yourself frustrated with your institution, or if you're in tax time like we are here in Australia, you might be finding yourself frustrated by complications to do with financial areas and more information that you need to know about and be on target with. Your health and your well-being. Look, you're bringing up the house of the head, which is the first house, the house of Aries. So it's the eyes, the nose, the upper jaw, in and around the head and the brain area, okay? You may be finding yourself feeling a little bit of tension, hypertensive. You might be finding that you're worried about your eyes. You may be finding that there is dental work that may be needing to be done. All of this is focusing, but also remember that the head is our thinking and our concentration as well. So you may be finding that you are going through different variances of sleeping patterns. You may be needing to take care of, you know, clearing out your diet so that you're not, you know, suffering from sinus, whatever it may be. It all kind of gravitates around the head and the face area. Your relationship areas. Look, I feel that there's quite a lot of change sitting around this month. You're able to look at this from a different perspective. Perhaps everybody's on holidays, taking a break away. You're feeling a little bit left out of the picture maybe. Maybe it's your chance to take that break and a bit of a holiday. Whatever it is, Spirit says, don't feel as if everything's disruptive or disconnected. Instead, sit back and kind of enjoy that little bit of peace and quality that you might be looking for or wanting as well. Don't get caught up in the dramas and either. There may be a few little kind of obstacles going on at the moment, and you may just need to ensure that you've got yourself in a level-headed position, okay, so that you're able to deal with things that are coming and going or happening around your environment. Because this is affecting your personal environment, like I said, it could be that you're just kind of finding yourself here, there and everywhere, but feeling a little bit left out of situations or a little bit disconnected. Now, of course, for those that are single, this is applying to you as well. But the other thing too is sometimes we need to be able to finalize an area of our life in order to move forward. And this could be where you're coming to that little bit of a reconciliation within yourself of recognizing areas in which you need to kind of sever or cut that cord in order to be able to be open to a new or more better or fruitful relationship. Okay, here we go. We're going into Virgo. It's about now I start kind of questioning, where am I up to? Because it feels like I've been reading for ages. So with Virgo, the home and the family, this is all about you being able to look at areas in which you can really enjoy the rapport between people. And this is going to be very positive for partnerships, communication, areas in which you're really going to be fixating on being more than just one. And this is great for people that are going through investments, really looking at getting some really positive news and being able to share it with everyone everyone around you, because this is going to be quite a collaborative effort as far as the home and the family is concerned. Of course, with your career goals and aspirations, you might be guessing whether or not this is going to be the right time for you. Should I be waiting a little bit longer? Your energy's a little bit displaced, but in this indecision, it is creating a time in which you are actually getting to see things for what they really are. So if you've had an anxiousness or a fear of leaving something that's been long term into something that's new, then of course that's going to come up and create that indecision. But if you really looked at it, have you really enjoyed what you've been doing for such a long time? Has Spirit just given you an idea or an opportunity to look at change? Therefore, this is a time for you not to procrastinate, but to really dissect situations down and really see where you can benefit from this. And of course, you know, if you're looking for work, that applies for you too. But I do feel that because you've got the indecisive card sitting here, it could be that you've just got too many opportunities around you and you're just not too sure which way to go. Sit down, have a little bit of a reflection. You might find other people start getting back to you. This opens up the doorway you're looking for. And the challenge is whether or not you feel that you're ready to go through there, because sometimes we want this change, but we're not really ready for it, okay? Financially, hang on to your money this month. If anything, don't feel that you need to spend it beforehand. You've got plenty of time to finalize accounts and so forth, but Spirit's just saying don't be reckless. Don't think I'm going to go on a spending spree, or don't think that you're kind of going to get away with something that you know that you need to finalize. So just take care of your money, okay, because you could be finding yourself in for some additional expenses. Health and betterment, take care of the 10th house. This is in and around our teeth, in and around our bones, our joints, and what I call our support systems. It's a house of Capricorn. So you're going to be finding little tedious issues, and this could be aches and pains. It could be that you're just finding small inflammations going on. Maybe it's just a dental checkup. Whatever it is, it's about getting some better foundations going on in the body there, and that's, you know, a way of being able to identify with this, especially if you've got a few aches and pains going on. Relationships, you've got some wonderful areas of attraction here. You shouldn't be finding this too hard to be able to really get yourself into a motion of being able to spend time and quality time with people that you really admire. You've got this beautiful magnetism around you. Everybody's calling. Everybody wants to have coffee. Everybody wants to go out. So you're finding yourself quite proactive throughout your personal environments throughout this month. And of course that applies for the singles as well, but because your energy is so strong, don't be surprised if you've got several suitors or several callers who may be very much interested in an opportunity with you. Okay, let's have a look at what's going on for Libra. Libra, you've got a very lucky vibration sitting around you with the home and the family. A lot of your focus is on being able to make things happen. Therefore, you might be finding yourself really trusting the process, knowing you're on the right path, and really seeing some fantastic results. I've got good luck around here, so this is positive for you if you've been hoping to get the right service person in or the right deal being struck. It's like as if you've got some really good fortune sitting here. In connection with your career goals and aspirations, look, success is coming, but it's going to take a little bit of time. So any plans or goals that you are making throughout this period of time, they're going to formulate probably in another couple of months' time. However, you're really going to see yourself shining a lot brighter. A lot of what you're wishing for, hoping for, or anticipating is really going to start showing signs of being quite successful this month. But like I said, the benefits will come later on in the year, a couple of months down the line. You may be finding also that you're dealing with a lot of areas that you've invested quite well into. So whether this has been education or training, whether you have had a very strong recognition coming through for your past efforts, then you're going to be finding this is a very rewarding time. And of course, this comes through also for those that are looking for work, because you're going to be finding as well you have this great recognition happening. Spirit's saying this is about seeing what you have hoped for, wanted for, coming to maturity, and therefore I see some fantastic successes coming up. Your financial areas, well, this is about putting everything into perspective. So you could be looking at your incomes, looking at ways in which you can develop this into being more secure. You have a two-step plan, or maybe there's something else 24 months down the line that you're looking at being able to see come together, then you're on the right pathway. Spirit is showing here that this is about the structures that you've already put in. Therefore, you're going to see some fantastic results. Health and betterment. Look, you brought up the 8th house, which is the house of the hormones. We've had this a lot through lots of others in the sun signs this month. So the 8th house is very prevalent. Watch out for areas connected with your sexual drive, reproductive areas, your hormones. You may be finding yourself going through, looking at your own identity, looking at changes that you've been going through. Maybe it's time for a haircut. Maybe it's time to hit the gym. Maybe it's time to really look at who I am and really embrace this. So you may be finding that's a little bit of an up and down time, but I feel that you should be able to get through this just fine. Now, for relationships, this is about many hats. Now, you could be finding that you're many different things to many different people, or you mean many different things to many different people. Either way, what it is telling you here is that you may be finding yourself very, very busy throughout this period of time. Everybody wants to get to know you. Everybody is interested in where you're at. They want to be a part of it. So socially and emotionally, mentally and physically, you're going to be finding this is quite a proactive month for you. The challenge is whether or not you can make this all happen the way that you're hoping. So Spirit says don't exhaust yourself or spread yourself too thin, because you could be feeling like as if, oh, I couldn't be bothered, and everyone's still going to be waiting for you to be turning up. So it is about you being able to also be sensible with your energy and your time. Of course, those that are single and looking, that also applies to you. But what you could be finding is that you've got some wonderful opportunities to really kind of balance out areas that you have been hoping or wanting to achieve for some time. You may be finding yourself really looking at what you can develop better as far as what you're trying to attract into your life, or what type of stability you want as far as a partner is concerned as well. Because I kind of feel you mean business, but at the same token, you've been on that kind of like little bit of a journey searching out what would work for you. Okay, Scorpio, your month is all about where am I going with the home and the family. You've got some very productive time sitting around here. This is very significant, especially if you've been looking at refurbishing or, you know, supporting areas of your home in which you can see it kind of becoming a little bit more glamorous. You do have a real estate card sitting here. So this tells me that you could be finding that you're not only going to be quite busy sourcing what you need for your home or your property or areas, you're going to also be finding that you've got the right tradespeople or skills or the right advice to be able to see things come together quite nicely as well. So there is a lot going to be going on. Highly social month for you. You're going to be very proactive in being able to what we call bring things up to the standard that you're looking at. And I feel some fantastic results coming in there as well. Your career goals and aspirations. Look, you're going to be finding your energy and timings a little bit out. Old problems are going to crop back up. You're going to be finding that you're really sourcing, trying to get the right energy to get things completed. And you might be finding that this is where you need to take a deep breath, step back and say to yourself, hang on a minute. I didn't deal with that very productively before. Now I've got a chance to do so. So this is about you really being able to also understand that if you react or give the same actions as what you've done every other time, or you sweep it under the rug, then it's going to come back to bite you on the bottom, okay, a little bit later on down the line, as it probably is right now. So this is about challenging yourself to stay on track and to deal with things. Knowing success is there, you're going to accomplish what you need to do, but you're going to have to stay focused in order to do so. Now, for those that are looking for work, of course, that's exactly the same piece of advice I'm going to give you as well. The other thing I'm going to say to you too is that sometimes what you have started, you need to finish. So there are areas that you have left left open and have not gone back and completed, and you may be finding that you're needing these certifications or these areas to be able to go to the next level. So we're going to look at your financial areas. Now, this is all about your independence, and you're really looking at ways in which you can financially set yourself up for not just now, but also in the future. So you're going to find all your financial negotiations or obligations are all about this. For some, this could just mean that you are learning to trust your own instincts on money. For others, it could be that you're getting the right advice. But once again, Spirit says, you can never always rely on the consistencies of such as overtime or things like this, because that changes. So Spirit's saying, you're going to get a realistic budget sitting in here, and this is really going to help. In connection with your health and betterment, you've brought up the 6th house. Now, the 6th house rules the intestine in and around the bowel. It's also our service to others, what we feel we should be doing. And therefore, you may be finding yourself really kind of spending a lot of time talking about ways in which to get your health and betterment into action. And that could come through advice areas and support areas that you may give to others as well. Take care of your body in the way that you're rehydrating, you're moving around, you're doing the things that you should be doing, because Spirit is indicating it should be a very relaxed month for you on health matters. Your relationships, you're feeling a little bit stuck this month. You're feeling like as if I've been around this cycle or circle for some time and I'm really looking for something to kind of get things moving again. Maybe this is a classy holiday, a little bit of a breakaway. Maybe you're just challenging yourself to open up and look at your partner or look at life a little bit differently. Whatever it is, Spirit says yes, but the reason things are stagnating is because it's become so habitual for you. You're doing the same things all the time. Now you're looking at ways that you can kind of liven this up. Now, this is exactly the same advice I'd give you if you were single as well. But the other thing I'm going to tell you is don't get caught up in a situation in which you tend to reflect and bring back in the same thing over and over again. Sometimes we have an ideal of what we think the perfect relationship is. And if we've been through a heartbreak or it was our first love or something very similar like that, we can tend to fixate on that. And because of this, we tend to attract the same lesson over and over and over. So Spirit's saying to you just to be careful on where you're placing your energy so you don't get caught up in the past. It's time for you to be able to open up for the future. So in connection for Sagittarius, where are we this month? Okay, it's got to be a lot better than where it was last month. Okay, so here we go. For Saggies, what you're going to find is that the home and the family is all about not giving in to doubts. You're going to find this is quite a proactive time. However, you could be questioning whether you're on the right track. Should I be doing something different? How can I do it quite differently? This is a time in which you will be kind of like what we call servicing a lot of your thought patterns, and a lot of your energy is sitting there. Don't give in to doubts. Everything's going to work out just fine. You're probably seeing bigger and better results possibly around about September and October. But this month is really proactive in helping you to be able to find, like I said, the answers or get yourself on track. Your career goals and aspirations are taking a really new direction. You're going to love this. It's about being able to see things in a new perception. You're able to look at areas that you want to step into. You're seeing yourself in a bigger place in what you can accomplish. Therefore, because you've got the world sitting here, the world is your oyster. This means that you're stepping out, you've got everything you need, it's coming to you. All you need to do is put it into place. And this is where you should be starting to feel yourself really accomplishing quite a lot. It's great for promotions, it's great for travel, it's great for initiating changes, it's great for signing on the dotted line. This is really going to be a very, very positive time for you, and the more stimulation you have in seeing this come together, the better you're going to feel about yourself and about your direction as well. Now, of course, if you're looking for work, I'll give you that exact same advice, but I'll also tell you is that sometimes it's about you being able to also have that confidence in yourself that you are doing what you need to do in order to make the changes you have wanted. And especially if you've been plodding along there for a little while, you might be seeing these results coming up very, very quickly. Because I've got the World card here, this could also mean that there are talks of relocation, different types of employment, changing of a career path, and all of this, which will enable you to be able to open up those opportunities or your availability a lot more. Your finances this month is very good. You have a great time, new sources of income, very productive time. You're really clearing out a lot of dead energy there. So if there's been old accounts or old issues, they're all gone. You may be finding yourself really in great points of discussion. You're understanding where you want to be, and because of this, you've set up new platforms or new plateaus for yourself to reach those financial goals that you've been hoping to do. So if you started this year out feeling a little bit unsure, then you should be finding this month really does deliver for you. Your health and your betterment. Look, you've got the 9th house here. Now the 9th house rules Sagittarius areas. So this is in and around your liver or metabolism, in and around your hips and your thighs, and of course the sciatica. And if anyone's ever caught their sciatica, you know exactly what it's like. So here we go. You're going to be finding that you're quite surprised to know what's going on. Now, you might need to go in and remetabolize what's happening with your diet. Maybe this is about you looking at things in a higher perspective. You might be quite surprised with what's popping up in your life at the moment and how that could be influencing your health and your well-being. This is a chance for you to see that there is some wonderful opportunities for you to be able to make some positive changes with your betterment. But like I said, a lot of the times it becomes, about a different attitude as well, because we tend to bring everything in through what we're thinking and feeling and sourcing and seeing into our body, and we need to sometimes cleanse that energy out as well. Relationships, look, you tend to be totally focused on things that aren't happening. Therefore, you're going to feel a little bit critical. You're going to be watching yourself and going, oh, it's because I'm this, or it's because that person did that, or it's because this situation happened, I'm ending up this way. Spirit says stop. Delving into the past is only purposeful or helpful when you're cleaning it, you're clearing it, you're healing it, you're moving forward, not where it starts to pull havoc onto the subconscious or the conscious mind. If you start doing that, you're going to be feeling a little bit bittered and twisted, and you're going to end up finding that your attitude towards people makes people not want to be around you. So this is where you need to focus on the positives, okay? And I'm a Sag, so I totally get how this is happening, okay? So what you're going to find that this is a chance for you to really focus on what is possible. This is not about being one-minded or one track. This is about being open to opportunity. And sometimes we need to clear the air in order for us to be able to move forward. Because like they say, misery likes company. Okay, so if you're single and looking, I'm going to give you that information as well. But I'm also going to tell you, okay, is that what you've been through is a time of transformation and change. And for you to open up to these wonderful transformations and change, you needed to cut the dead wood. Therefore, what you're going through right now is that closure within that areas of your life that you've needed to get rid of. You're pruning back. You're looking at the positives now, and you're being able to embrace that to help you to find the right people, the right friendships, the right relationships, or to be able to focus on yourself, which is also another relationship. In connection with Capricorn, you have got a few frustrations sitting around the home and the family. Nothing you can't get through, but I tell you what, your time and energy is really going to be spent trying to get everything organized. Therefore, you might need to be bringing other people on board or getting a little bit more of a collaborative effort from those around you in order to get everything accomplished. Your career goals and aspirations, it shows here you're quite anxious about your work areas or your ethics in being able to get to what you're trying to achieve. You may find that there are quite a few frustrations around. You are good enough. You've done the job. You understand things back to front. You know what is expected from you, and your expectations of what can be delivered. Therefore, this is about you having that reassurance and rebuilding that confidence within yourself. Now, especially if you've been going through a little bit of a time of wondering whether this is fitting, how do people like me, am I doing the right thing? Spirit says yes, you're doing everything right, but this is where you don't want to get caught up in those anxieties. For those that are looking for work, I'm going to give you that exact same information, but I'm also going to tell you here that you're going to be finding yourself quite surprised how everything just falls into place at the last minute. So if you've been going through interviews, if you've been going through the process of study, going through trying to accomplish your career path or your goals or aspirations, you're very, very close to seeing some fantastic results, even if it all just comes together at the last minute, like I said. Financially, we have got some very, very strong cards around you. Now, you've got a lot of understanding, and this could tell me that you've got some great beneficial or beneficiaries coming through to help you on your financial areas. Now, you may be finding yourself dealing with all different levels of financial institutions. This could have a lot to do with organizations. You might be finding yourself feeling quite generous. You might be the giver or the receiver of gifts throughout this period of time. So I'm not saying that financially you should be having any really big struggles. I see a lot of kindness, a lot of generosity sitting around here. So you should be finding that financially things are quite what we call quite beautiful blessings. Your areas connected to your health and your well-being. This is a transformation time. So you're really looking at not any one particular area, but maybe the whole physical sense of who you are. You're open to new directions. You're looking at opportunities in which to better yourself. You may be finding you're working on your confidence, on your thinking, on your presentation. All of this is going to be very beneficial to you because it's going to help you feel good about yourself. Your relationships, we've got little issues with commitment. You can't be everywhere all at once, so just take care. Don't give out your energy to everyone saying yes, 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 because at the end of the day you can't do it, okay? You may also be kind of sitting on the fence over what is the best step for you to take or the next step for you to take. Some people get a bit nervous when we get to certain timelines in our lives and we feel or realize that we cannot continue on as what we've done. Now it's time to make that next decision or choice. And it could be anything from where am I going to live? Am I still in love with that person? Do I need to help this one instead? It's like as if you're doing a lot of emotional or mental kind of processing it, and because of that you may be finding yourself a little bit nervous about where your next commitment is or where you should be. Now if you're single and looking, of course I'm going to give you that same advice, but I'm also going to tell you is that Spirit says sometimes when we have been hurt or been through a bit of a relationship ringer, we tend to find ourselves very non-committal. We will find and pick flaws on everything and every situation around us because we don't want to become vulnerable and hurt again. Be very careful and very aware whether you are doing this, including with your friendships, okay, because it could have a very strong impact on whether or not you have an easy month or whether you have a rocky month. Aquarius, let's have a look what's happening for you. You're looking at changes in the home and the family. You're at a point it says, do I go this way or do I go that way? What do I do now? And Spirit's saying, well, it's really up to yourself. You're waiting on results or answers. And once these are in, I guess you can kind of make that next step. But this is a period of time in which, yep, you've got options in front of you. It's whether or not they're going to be viable for you in the long run. It's up to you to also look at the pros and the cons before stepping out there. But Spirit is showing here that wouldn't matter if you go that way, it's going to work out okay. If you go the opposite way, it's going to work out okay. But it's about you actually making that initial step. I feel you've got all the information, but you're just kind of waiting on a few little boxes to be ticked in the first place. Okay, in connection with your career goals and aspirations, you've got a very strong time of balance sitting around. Lots of help coming in to help you out there. You may be finding that you're in assistance roles, you're being of assistance, you're giving assistance, you're being there to help others, you're balancing out. You're finding that kind of area that you can fit into and you're just making it happen. Now, for some, there's some really positive news coming up. So you may be finding over the coming, 6 or 16 days that there's quite a lot of activity around you, and you might land something that's quite perfect where people turn around and give you recognition for something you've done great energy with, and therefore you may be finding that this is a great opportunity for new roles or new work areas or new opportunities. Of course, if you are looking for work, I'm going to be giving you that same advice, but Spirit keeps on telling me you've got a win-win situation coming up, okay, or in and around you at the moment. So if you're on a good wicket, stick to it. Financially, quite a lot of changes coming up over the next 7 weeks. Therefore, you're going to be quite busy on your financial areas, especially if you're trying to challenge yourself to make some positive changes here. There is an area of what we call restructure. So you may be finding financially you're looking at ways in which to restructure your finances. This could have a lot to do with, should I be, renting or buying? Should I be, putting that energy into my health and my well-being? Should I be refurbishing my home? You're looking at ways in which you can create some wonderful changes with your finances, but also be able to see the instant benefits from this as well. So you're kind of like looking at your options. Your area of health and well-being. Look, you've pulled up the 8th house. Now, a lot of the sun signs that you're going to listen to have pulled up the 8th, the 6th, and the 1st house. That's very prevalent. So you pulled up the 8th house. The 8th house is the house of Scorpio. It rules our sexual areas. It rules our hormones, our reproductive, our sexual drive and energy, and the identity of who we feel we are. Okay, so you may be finding yourself looking for some form of a release. You may be looking for an area in which you can let go of something, okay, and therefore you may be finding that emotionally or hormonally or physically you're going through some transformations. And Spirit says, look, you know, you're going to have to open up, and sometimes this means having a good conversation, and other times it's about letting go of preconceived ideas and letting our body to be able to actually start going through some healing or some fixing of areas, and therefore we'll feel a little bit more relaxed. But this is about, like I said, it's got a lot to do with that energy, and because it rules the house of Scorpio, okay, the 8th house, then you may be finding a lot of your thinking or a lot of your physical attributes or issues that have been going on health-wise have a lot to do with the thinking, have a lot to do with your perceptions. Therefore, you know, letting that go helps you out a lot. Okay, in connection with your relationship areas, travel is very big to you. You're looking at expanding your horizons. You're looking at movement. You're looking at changes. You're looking at things that you can do. However, you're feeling as though sometimes by spreading your wings and having that wonderful sense of freedom, whether this is going to be something that's going to bring in what you're looking for. So you may be finding yourself really sourcing areas that lift up your vibration as far as your relationships and friendships are concerned. Some people may be booking trips and traveling. Other people just might be more proactive, okay, in your daily life. You might be meeting people from all different areas. You might be feeling that sense of like, oh, I'm free. I've finally, you know, solved that issue in my life, or I've signed that paper, or I've done what I've needed to do, and I've got that opportunity to keep on moving forward now. So you're seeing things from a bigger perspective, especially to do with your personal life. And for those that are single and looking, I'd be giving you that exact same piece of advice. The other thing I would be saying to you is that you can really start counting your chickens before they hatch, because you've got a really beautiful time ahead of you. Be open to the experiences that are coming in. You're going to be finding yourself channeling this into some very positive decision-making times, okay? And you're really going to be finding yourself open to new environments, new people, new experiences, new areas of your own life and decision-making, which is going to be really great for you. Okay, so here we go. Pisces, the home and the family. You've got a few frustrations here. You feel like everything's out of control and you want to know that it's going to be okay, and then all of a sudden it's like everything that you thought was in place, it isn't. So Spirit's just saying, hang on a minute. You're going to have to go back, okay, and have a look at this. Your attitude or your spending or situations that are taking place are things that you have had happening there for a little while, and now they're kind of brimming to the surface. Sometimes we can put it back into perspective, and other times we have to just wait and see where it's going to end up. And this could be one of those times. Where is it going to end up? You could be finding there's just changes happening in your environment, like, you know, the electricity's out because, you know, the power pole down the street, and that created your fridge to defrost, and you lost all your food in there, but you had no idea because you were away for a week. So some things can happen that are out of our control, okay? So Spirit says, you know, but there are other areas where you need to kind of like really just kind of look at this and go, where am I letting situations become this way? Okay, so we're looking at our career goals and aspirations. The first thing I tend to pick up around here, okay, is that you're doing a lot of talking about change that you would like to see come in. You're expressing yourself more. You're coming out of yourself more. You're showing your skills and your attributes and your abilities. And I feel like people are watching this and seeing this, and they're really kind of quite interested. And you may find that you get an expression of interest there in connection with a new job role, or somebody saying, hey, you're going to be perfect for this, and really putting your name forward. This is going to not only build your confidence, it's going to make you feel like you're achieving a lot, which you are, but you're going to accomplish it in a much more brilliant way. For those that are looking for work, I'm going to give you that exact same advice. The other thing I am going to say to you, though, is that you need to also know that you've put a lot of energy into where you want to be. Therefore, you're going to be finding the right doors and the right opportunities are there. All you need to do is to be able to feel confident enough to be able to step forward. And I feel with that beautiful push from the universe or spirit boosting your confidence, I don't think you'll have a problem there at all. Financially, you've got here very, very carefully watch your spending, double check your accounts, make sure that you're going over, not getting charged for things that you shouldn't be, and also make sure that you do keep on top of your own accounts and bills. You could be finding things accumulating interest that you didn't even realize was sitting there. There is a bit of loss of productivity, so anything that you're investing into could be costing you a little bit more than what you perceive. Therefore, go back and check the laws, the legislations or regulations in order to make sure that you are, you know, up to date with things, because I just keep on feeling like there's something that's been left undone and you might need to go back and just double check that. In connection with your health and your well-being. Okay, look, you've brought up the 4th house, which is the house of the mother. This is also the house of the stomach, okay? It's our digestive areas as far as our gallbladder. It has a lot to do with our diet, is fluids, it's all of these things. But it shows here that you're feeling as if you're going through a little bit of a grieving or a purging. So you might go through a sense of looking back over your past. You might be finding yourself really looking over your environment or what you were brought up in your home, your eating habits, you might, or your emotional habits, or could have a very strong reflective bearing on the home or the mum. And that's not saying it's all negative, okay? Sometimes we go through things and we realize that ran in the family or there's a history of this, and therefore Spirit's saying, well, you know, you're going to be finding there is a high focus sitting around that areas of the betterment and the well-being. Okay, in connection with your relationship areas, you're going to be finding you're quite serious about what you're wanting. And actually, I feel you've drawn the sand in the line, or the line in the sand. Sorry, I'll get it right. The line in the sand, and you're saying, well, listen, this is as far as I'm going to go, and now everything else has to come towards me. I really do feel that you've got your head screwed on. You know what you want, but it's also about having the attitudes of saying, well, listen, I've been patient. I'm waiting. Now the rest. Where's the rest of this result? Spirit's saying it's coming, it's slow forming. Yes, you may be finding you're still needing to go through and have that serious talk again, okay? Or you need to kind of find that adjustment within yourself where you can feel quite comfortable in knowing that what you're putting yourself out there for, or what you're hoping or anticipating, is available, and that you are, you know, on the right track to making this happen. Now, there may be a lot of talking going on. There could be areas that you're concerned about other people and their lifestyles or what's been happening for them. There could be a serious matter that's going on at the moment, and things need to be kind of looked at and discussed once again. But Spirit says just keep a level head where this is all concerned. Now, of course, if you're single and looking, I'm going to give you that exact same advice. But what I'm also going to tell you throughout this period of time is that you're going to be finding that this month enables you to really step back and reassess, what is it that I need from myself to be able to get what I want in the future. And therefore, you may be finding that you have a very strong time in which you are considering your friendships, your family, your environments, everything like this, as to whether it's productive or proactive in helping you to achieve your happiness. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. And I do apologize that I've been running late, but I've been just about all over the place. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the rest of the month of July, and I'm hoping to connect with you a little bit sooner for August, and we will be able to look at what's coming up for us throughout that period of time. Take care, everybody. Cosmic hugs.